Let's talk Austin versus Real Salt Lake.
You want to kick it off?
Sure, why not? We talked about RSL riding the wave, getting in on the last day, feeling hyped. Um, I have Austin win this. I'll keep it simple. Um, let's look at this again. There it is. That's the number I'm looking for. 65 goals for. The team scores goals. Now, Real Salt Lake has a relatively decent back line. However, 3-8-6 on the road. They're not a great road team. Austin is an okay at home team, but going into Austin's a tough thing to do, especially in playoff atmosphere. The first time they've made the playoffs, right? So that place is going to be bumping and rocking. Now, will the inexperience of this team hurt them? I'm sure that's what you're going to say when you put RSL through, because I know you're going to. However, I think that Josh Wolf can get it done with his trio of MVP caliber attackers. Austin through. Period. Tell me why you're putting RSL through.
It's like you can read my mind.
Hate you.
I do, in fact, have RSL going through because MLS playoffs don't make sense. And if there is one team that likes to make things not make sense in the playoffs, it would be RSL.
Who are you, Adam? I swear this is just Adam's speech.
Listen. Okay,
MLS
listen.
doesn't make sense. FCC's a dumpster fire. Minnesota to the moon.
Austin have not been in good form lately. They have hit a bit of a lull in terms of their form. In their last 9 games, they only have 2 wins, and they have 2 draws, meaning that they're 2-2-5 in their last 9 games. That is not a good run of form. A number of those games have been at home too, and I don't think this has been definitely a good mix of like good teams in there, but there are definitely some, not great teams. Portland, not a playoff team, they lost. Seattle, not a playoff team, they lost. Draw at home against Colorado, lost to Vancouver, another non-playoff team. The one thing I would say in their favor is one of their 2 wins during this period was against RSL. 3-0 at home.
Correct.
Shellacked them. I just think RSL like to make things happen in the playoffs. They like to sneak in. It's Austin's first playoff game. Even though the place might be bumping, I think the nerves might be there for some players. RSL were there last year. I don't think this is a superly like overhauled team that it's going to be like all new guys that weren't there last year. I think they find a way to get it done. We talk about upsets happening in the playoffs. I think this is going to be the upset of the playoffs. So I got RSL going through.
I just want to remind you, say this team hasn't been massively upended. 4 of their top 7 players from last year are no longer here. The top 2 were their 2 leading goal scorers that contributed to 27 of their goals.
Well, you said 4, right?
Damir Krylik's hurt. Albert Rusnak is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Justin Miram is gone. David Ochoa is gone. Actually, is Justin Miram gone? No, Justin Miram might still be here.
I think Miram's still there.
He is, sorry. So 3 of their top 7 gone. Now, they've replaced David Ochoa brilliantly, right? Zach McMath has been fantastic. Pablo Ruiz has been very, very good. The goals are now coming from Jefferson Savarino and Cordova. Everybody else 1, 2, or 3. You shut those guys down, which they can do, it's over. I don't believe that those 2 players could step up here. Now, again, I could be wrong. I'm not usually wrong, but I could be.
I know that they're, in terms of like a lot of their attackers, they are gone from last year, but they do have a lot of experience still in this team. Justin Glad, Marcelo Silva, Justin Merrim, Nick Beasler. Scott Caldwell. These are guys that are very experienced in the league. I think they can provide good, strong leadership in this team for these guys. A lot of those guys were there last year. They don't need to look pretty. They don't need to dominate. They don't need to do it for a long period of time. They just need to win in 90 minutes.
Yep.
I think they have a difference maker in Pablo Ruiz, who could be that guy to change the game for RSL and give them that advantage. I think Savarino also is a good difference maker for them. I don't think this is a strong team on paper. I didn't think they were going to do well this year. They proved me wrong. They made the playoffs. They did the same thing last year, and then they went on a run last year. I don't see why they can't do it again against an Austin team that's inexperienced and not playing well at the moment.
To each their own.
Yep.
Now, you give a good point. I wouldn't be shocked to see it happen, but I want to see Austin do well. So,
yeah, I don't blame you. It would be exciting to see them go on a good run in their first year in the playoffs.
it would be, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Let's move on.